Hi, I'm Madman in Black, the Game Cat, and this is PSVR without Parole, Viewer Takeover.
This is the Midnight Gamescast. We record every Tuesday afternoon at midnight, and then we bring it to YouTube every Wednesday as the weekly wrap-up.
Yep.
Jesus, that was so long ago.
I turned 40 Wednesday.
Oh my god, happy belated.
I totally forgot.
Happy birthday yesterday.
Yesterday, tomorrow.
Real bad at this.
Yeah, we are real bad at this.
Happy belated Valentine's Day, happy belated birthday,
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Thundercloud.
Yeah?
And I don't know what
his mom Lisa.
His mom Lisa.
Yep.
I met them randomly.
That's phenomenal.
Hello.
Every Thursday, it's PlayStation VR
Theater.
And every Friday, every today's Viewer Takeover, when we let you, the loyal Game Cats, we let you take over the show. As always, my name is Brian Paul, and to my right, your left, the king of all VR kings, the one, the only, Jeremy King.
Yes.
I love the moment during the podcast where the coffee finally kicks in,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I'm awake, I'm ready to start my day, and it's usually 2 episodes in.
Yeah, that's what I'm missing is the coffee. I had some at like 6:30. I had some.
I feel like I should share this with you, but that's kind of disgusting.
Yeah, it's probably a quarter backwash. I appreciate it though.
Yeah. Did you see that
What?
amazing introduction by
I
Madman
did.
in Black, the Game Cat?
Yes.
Like, can we just call him like our biggest fan?
He is. Finally, I get to see. I love to the names, especially when you follow the name, see the name, read the name, all the time.
See
then
him on
you get
Twitter,
to see
you
it.
see him in the comments, and you're like, who is this person?
Yeah, then you finally see them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's awesome. That is my favorite part of Viewer Takeover is getting one by one to meet all of you.
Yep.
Face to face, quote unquote, technically.
Yeah.
Quote unquote.
And then it's so awesome because every time I see the comment, then
Now you know who it is.
knowing them better now, you know.
Absolutely. So thank you, Madman in Black, the Game
thank you.
Cat. God, we haven't even made T-shirts yet, and he's made T-shirts.
Yeah.
Like, this is totally unfair.
We're
doing something wrong. He's doing something right.
I don't know how to use Twitter at all except retweeting and liking things. He is I just retweet everything he says because he's awesome.
He's
like
our social media coordinator.
Yeah, he's great.
If we paid people around here, I'd pay him.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he does more on social media than I do.
Yeah, he would have to be one of the first. And Dr. Doom.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yep. So if you're a Game Cat like like Madman in Black, the Game Cat, make sure if you want to introduce next week's episode of Viewer Takeover. Well, you're out of luck because we've got a few in the queue. But get in that queue as soon as possible.
Yes.
Send your Viewer Takeover introduction to without parole, not games, without parole at gmail.com. I do actually have Without Parole Games, but I never check it.
Really?
Yeah. Every so often I do, and then Justin Parole sent me an email, and I'm like, dude, stop using this email address. And he's like, but you just did. I'm like, shut up. Shut up, dude. I love you, Justin. So send it. Keep it short. Keep it simple. Keep it sexy.
Yeah.
As long as you're of legal age. Mm-hmm. That was a topic last week.
Yes.
But Madman in Black, the Game Cat, isn't the only person we want to thank this week. Is he, Jeremy?
No, we want to thank these people scrolling down the bottom of the screen right here.
These people down here. These people are our loyal Patreon supporters.
These people down here.
Have you only seen 2 movies? I feel like you've only seen The Goonies and Donnie Darko, and that is it.
No, there's many others.
And you've spoiled the crap out of both of those.
Yeah.
Make sure if you want to be one of these people down here,
Yes.
go over to patreon.com/withoutparolegames, and you'll get on this list with them for just $1 or more a month. We appreciate your support. Mm-hmm. But Jeremy, getting on this list down here isn't the only thing these people get.
No.
What else do our loyal Patreon supporters get for their $1 or more every month?
Well, they get access to a weekly episode that we call The Litter Box, where it's a special, we each assume the role of host. I always trip over those words. And we bring a little talent, a story, a topic, for your special ears only, just as a way of showing our appreciation. And they also get all of the without parole content that is released in an MP3 format, do they not?
Absolutely. Any of our podcasts, including Why We Love PSVR and all of the Midnight Gamescast. So that's 4 MP3s every single week.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
Yes, thank you.
Now, as much as we love our Patreon supporters, we also love the people who followed Matt in Beauty in the Decay, a.k.a. Matt the Game Cat. They followed his lead and changed their name to something the Game Cat.
Yeah.
Apologies this week. Here's the deal. This show gets put together absolute last minute, and this week, no exception. The problem is that we just weren't prepared at all for this. So we don't want to start listing off names of people who changed their name, but not get all of you. I've got like maybe one name on a list because I think they are part of Viewer Takeover. So next week we'll do a full roundup. And actually, do me a favor. If you changed your name recently and you haven't gotten a shout out, let me know. Like literally in the comments below, just like hashtag GameCat or something. Yeah, hashtag GameCat. And let me know that you haven't gotten your shout out yet. Let me know that you changed your name, and we'll make sure you get a shout out next week. I don't want to leave anyone out.
Yeah.
And I was so poorly planned for today. So I apologize to you guys.
Right.
We'll be back next week to take care of that properly. So
absolutely.
But every week on Viewer Takeover, the point of this show, what we're doing right now, is to scour the comments. Scour the videos. Read through all the comments. Find our favorites, copy and paste them into a Word document that changes all of our periods to question marks for some unknown reason. And then we read it that way because we think it's funny. And then we read it on the show and answer your questions. That's it. That's Viewer Takeover. It's simple. We don't have to do very much work at all.
No.
The editing's a bitch, though.
Yeah, I've got to read. That's about it.
All right. Well, let me start off with the very first Viewer Takeover question.
Go for it, man.
All right. Let's see. We got from Grim Catnip, the Game Cat. See, I feel like I gave this dude a shout out, but I don't remember.
I don't either. There's a lot of shout outs.
Yeah. A lot of shout outs. Grim Catnip, the Game Cat, wrote on the Invisible Hours PSVR review discussion. It just went up this week. It was me and Des talking about the Invisible Hours. Surprisingly good game for PSVR. He wrote hashtag Viewer Takeover. That's a thing.
It is a thing.
And trust me, if you want to be on next week's Viewer Takeover, hashtag Viewer Takeover in your comment, because that's the first thing I search for. Bar none.
Oh, yeah, totally. Make it easy.
So I have a question. All this time we've been kind of talking about wanting more games in VR and all that, but what about the filmmaking and storytelling VR stuff, such as Invisible Hours or Alamet? Would you be interested in seeing more of those? What would you want out of them? How deep would you want them to even be? Would you want some epic, massive Lord of the Rings tale where you can just follow a complete adventure from a dozen characters that all meet up in the end, giving you 40 plus hours, or just something that's maybe 5 hours, or even less? What kind of role do you want in these? Are you just the camera? Are you actually one of the silent characters that is just witnessing everything and being interacted with? No actual gameplay, just a VR movie ride.
That's a great question.
It's a great question.
I want all of it.
Do you?
Just as he's reading, I'm like, yeah. Then I'm like, yeah. Then I'm like, oh, that would work too. So I'm thinking, like, how great would it be for if, rewind, how many years ago did the original Blair Witch come out?
20 years ago.
It was in the 90s, right?
It's 20 years ago.
Oh, was it 20 years actually?
Roughly.
So can you imagine that in the woods in a VR mode where the movie's around you and you're looking around you in the woods? That'd be freaky as fuck. I think that'd be intense. You doing nothing is just maybe, an outside perspective, joining in as they do their thing, following along. But then I'm thinking, oh, it'd be awesome if you could almost pause the movie at any time and scroll around and like move around and look around at different angles and stuff. And then I think it'd be great if it was a Lord of the Rings style game and different perspectives. So yeah, all of it would be amazing. Yeah.
So in case you didn't watch the Why We Love PSVR episode, I know you didn't, so let me fill you in. I was actually, I think sometime during that episode, I said that the Invisible Hours, which is very much just, a story being told that you have very little interaction with. You just decide where you want to watch it from, and you discover different things happening in this house at different times.
Okay.
What I said about that was that VR in this type of storytelling is finally delivering on the DVD promise of watching a movie from any angle. Remember that was always a feature.
Yes.
And it was never a thing.
No one ever did it.
No one ever did it.
Yeah.
And the few occasions that it happened, it was like it would be like this prompt. It'd be like, you can watch this scene from a different angle. Yeah. And it was always like, why would I watch it from this new
like
different
the outtake. The director felt that scene didn't get captured right. It's stupid.
Right. It was like the lesser
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, buddy. But it's finally delivering on that promise.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the thing. The Invisible Hours is rough to get into.
Okay.
Because, man, it is just a lot of sitting there, watching what's going on, listening to conversations, just like dialogue. You're like, what am I doing? I'm getting sleepy. Right. So, for me, personally, I don't want any control when it comes to a VR, whatever we're talking about, VR movie, whatever we're calling these experiences.
Yeah.
I just want to be taken on a ride, right? I want to sit there with my VR headset on, no controller in hand, and I want them to show me. I want to be able to look around, but I want them to take me somewhere and control everything for me. Because if I'm just like, I'll just be haphazardly changing the camera angle and like being like, oh, I want to see it from this perspective now because I've got nothing else to do.
Yeah, okay.
I'm like, take away the control and show me what you want to show me. Mm-hmm. Some of these like even like the 360 videos that they have on YouTube. Yeah. Like the Stephen King's It promotional videos and stuff where you're like they bring you through a sewer and stuff, and it's not very well done. Yeah. But even that stuff kind of scared me because I was like, some bad shit's about to happen. You just know it. Like what's going to happen? Give me a scary movie with that feeling.
Because if you're sitting there comfortable and then something in VR walks by you, you'd be like, what the fuck?
Right.
Not if it was like, if you're like in an Omni theater. I don't want that kind of a perspective. No. I want VR. You know what I mean? That would be intense. If you could, anywhere around you at any given time in a scary movie, I think it would be,
How intense would it be to watch a Saw movie from the perspective of somebody in one of the traps?
Right?
Right? You see him coming at yourself, like cutting your own neck open or something to get a key out of it. Or like, here comes the knife at my eye. Yeah. Right? Yeah. How crazy would that be?
Oh, it'd be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't be able to do it.
No.
No. When? You know me. I can't. I mean, I did.
It's like I can't play Resident Evil.
Resident Evil.
It's too much.
Shit, I could barely do Emily Plays. Or what was it?
Emily Wants to Play.
Emily Wants to Play. Oh, so terrifying.
All right, you're up, Asia. What's next?
I don't know. Page 2.
This is the longest viewer takeover ever. 3 pages. We've never had one this long.
No, we never have had one this long before.
That's okay. We've worked up to it.
Jin Cairn, Jin Cairn.
Yeah, I think he said we got it right last time.
Jin Cairn, the Game Cat. The Pearhead, the Pearhead Arcade Review. I bought this game specifically, especially. Yeah.
Hashtag viewer takeover. It's a thing.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
I bought this game specially after watching this review for one game. The boxing game is the same as the old first. No, that's Fist of the North Star arcade game. Yeah. So here's the thing. Playing that game, I was hitting one of the pads with an uppercut. Sadly, I clipped the headset with the Move controller, and it flew upwards with the headband, making that ratchet noise. That sound?
Yep.
Oh, basically, I turned myself into a Rock'em Sock'em robot.
What a great visual.
Wow, I can picture it perfectly.
Did his head
go boom? So here's the question.
Oh, there's a question.
Have you suffered any VR injuries besides the obligatory pulled muscles from Spark? No, I haven't. But I haven't played VR as much as you guys have.
All right, so this just happened to me yesterday.
Okay.
Right? I was playing Blasters of the Universe.
Yeah.
Okay. And I was doing it for review, and I was getting super frustrated because I was just trying to make progress so I could capture a level I hadn't seen yet. I wanted to capture the footage so I could show more of the game in my review.
Yeah.
And when you're under that kind of pressure to actually beat a level, when it's you're not just playing it for fun. Yeah. I need to progress so I can get this review done.
Yeah.
You start stressing out and you start swearing and you're like, everything's awful.
Right. Yeah.
Start fucking up left and right. And so there was a wave of bullets coming at me, and I went boom, and I hit my head right against my bookshelf.
Oh no.
I've never done that before.
Yeah.
Right? And I was like, whoa, okay, that's it. I took the headset off. I'm like, I need a break. I went and grabbed some coffee. I sat down and talked to some people on Facebook. Yeah. And I was like, oh man. I was like, it was a rude awakening.
Yeah.
And I was like, how did I even do that? I've got so much space.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a stretch, Brian.
That was a big stretch, and it's like you just at some point, when you're slowly moving, and
you don't realize it.
You don't realize you're inching slowly to the right.
Yeah.
And then he says, other than the obligatory pulled muscles from playing Spark, that was a thing though.
That was a thing.
I don't think anyone that I played Spark with on a regular basis got off scot-free. I think all of us were like sore the next day for like weeks.
Yeah.
But even worse than that was Sprint Vector recently, because Sprint Vector, like, I know they're like in the game in the tutorial, they're like, make sure you do like these nice long strokes, you know, like it's not all about speed, it's about
like,
and there I am, I'm going like for the whole 5-minute race.
Yeah.
So the next day I wake up and I'm like, oh, like just,
washing your hair.
everything was difficult.
Yeah.
Like and it wasn't just like one day, it was like 4 days. Like I couldn't put on a jacket. I was like, I can't move my arm properly. So yeah, I mean, these are like real things that happen. Hopefully, is his PlayStation VR okay?
Seems like it.
All right.
Yeah, that survived.
These things are surprisingly durable.
They are.
Because I mean,
I've dropped
mine. I've definitely like, you know, hit a bookshelf now with it.
Yeah.
It
actually probably prevented an injury at that point.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I would have had a concussion.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm surprisingly durable. I'm glad to see these PlayStation VR headsets are not as. I was scared at first when we first got them. I was like, are these gonna like break if I like?
I know it seems
look
like
at it the wrong way?
and opening and closing it so much they're gonna fall apart.
Yeah.
But no.
So yeah, mine's the launch
Good
model.
rigid
I'm very happy
plastic.
about that.
Yeah, mine's a launch one too, and yours is. I mean, mine's practically brand new. Let's face it.
Like, I've never tried it.
Yeah,
it's still
never been plugged in.
Actually, you know what? That's not true. Mine is newer than that.
That's right.
Because I bought Des
Des,
one.
yeah.
So I bought Des got my old one and I got a new one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but that was still a while ago.
It's still it was still manufactured probably around the launch window time.
Probably. Gumball's Game Room is up next.
Hey.
From Viewer Takeover, wrote #Viewer Takeover. I love this. Brian, I've heard you use the word meta in many podcasts. I've read the definition and still don't quite comprehend what it means in gaming. Could you please explain in a layman's term?
Please explain.
Okay, so
I knew until he wanted to ask, and I'm like,
what
how
is
do I
meta?
explain that? Yeah.
All right, so the word meta, the definition of it, just the pure. Oh no! All right,
Is that still solid?
I'm okay with that.
All right.
Right? I don't know if it looks intense over there, but you know, it's like,
Slow motion would be like that Pantera cover. What was that? That album from Pantera with the cover with somebody getting dude getting punched.
I was never a Pantera fan. Don't judge me.
That's all right. I was never a Metallica fan.
I judge
And
you.
I've been judged.
Totally judging you. Yeah. Because Metallica is just like it's like I'm not gonna say easy listening, but like compared to Pantera, it's just like it didn't
totally
quite have
different.
the edge.
Yeah.
So like, you know, it's like a more crowd appeal.
Well, that's why it was more widely accepted.
And that's why you didn't like them. You're like, yeah, everyone likes Metallica.
Oh my god, that's gonna bug me. What the fuck?
Do
You ever listen to Fugazi? Fugazi was fun. I used to
I
love Fugazi.
Yep, that was high school for me.
Oh yeah, totally. Red Medicine, The Argument.
Somebody on my last Patreon episode, my AMA, somebody asked me about punk music that I listened to, and I kind of forgot about like this whole like subgenre of stuff that I used to listen to in high school. And Fugazi was right there. I was like, wow, I totally forgot about that.
Fucking great.
Yeah. I was listening like, oh yeah, Green Day and this and that. I was like, oh, I fucking forgot about Fugazi, forgot about like Minor Threat, forgot about all of them.
Yeah. Anyways,
damn it. Now I want to go listen to. Okay.
I know, right?
So the word meta.
Yes.
It just means that it's self-referential. You're referring to something self. Like so if you've ever played a LucasArts adventure game, okay, forget it. so there's a thing, the way that games are made, like they call them engines now, you know, game engine, right? So you don't have to build a game from scratch every single time. But back in the Lucasfilm era, when they made adventure games, they called it the script creation utility for Maniac Mansion, because Maniac Mansion was the first game that used it.
Okay.
Shortened SCUM, SCUMM, right? And so like years and years later, they made a game called The Secret of Monkey Island, and and there was a bar in the game called the SCUM Bar, which is like, okay, SCUM, pirates, cool, but also script creation utility for Maniac Mansion. So it's like they're referring to, like, it's kind of like, it's meta because it's referring to something that doesn't fit in that game world, but it's relating to itself.
Yeah.
Right? It's referring to itself. So that's what meta means in general, but also people use the word meta game all the time. Right? So it's like, so when you're playing a game, sometimes there's something else you're doing in the game that's a meta game. That's like a separate sub game.
Yep.
that isn't even like really listed. It's not like oh, it's a mini game. Like if you play an RPG, especially something from like the 16-bit, 32-bit era, like the Square heyday, right? There's the game itself. Yeah, you're playing the game. There's an adventure you're going on, and it's got all these different mechanics. But one of the meta games that always comes to mind there is like level grinding. Yeah. Right? It's like you could spend literally an entire day not making any progress in the story, just running around the game world and like killing little monsters and stuff, you know, trying to get random encounters so that you are leveling up. Yep. You know, so you're constantly leveling up, and it's this whole meta game where you just that's what you're doing that day. And so, you know, I don't know. I've seen a lot of people try to explain exactly what like a metagame is and why like a mini game in a game isn't a metagame. Yeah. But it's a little tough to explain to people. But that's hopefully I did a okay job. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I think so. Gumball, what do you think?
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
You're up, Asia.
Trey Thacker.
Trey Thacker.
Thacker, the Game Cat.
What's up, Trey?
Hello. Viewer Takeover. Hashtag Viewer Takeover.
Perfect.
One thing to rule them all. Although I did tech for an internet radio show, I don't understand all of the dynamics of post-production analytics. How come PSVR without Parole has 12,000 subscribers, almost 1,000 of them are new within the last year-ish, and yet it seems no particular video gets more than couple thousand views and less than 200 likes? Where are the other 10,000 subscribers? Why aren't all of the 2K-ish viewers liking or disliking the video they watch? It can't be a complication thing. It's just not hard enough to like or dislike for anyone to claim that as a reason. Maybe it's laziness? Sure is a ridiculously low couple of stats for a 12,000 subscriber base, if you ask me. Come on, Game Cats. Well, I saw that comment. Yeah. I wondered the same.
He brings up a lot of issues. Yeah. Like, this is not just one question. Yeah. I mean, I can start very easily with the like and dislike thing. Because I don't tend to... I've been using YouTube for forever. For like 20 years, right? Yeah. How long has YouTube been around? 20 years? I don't know.
It's been a while.
It's been around a long time, and there are things that I watch religiously, and especially like, you know, years ago I used to watch them religiously. Yeah. And I never once clicked like on a video. Yeah. For years. Yeah. And why? I don't know.
Yeah. I have songs in a playlist on my YouTube account. Yeah. And I could have heard them maybe, no kidding, 72 times, like in a circulation. And then I'll go and like maybe got to pause it at that time and I'll be like, oh, I never pressed like on this? And never. And I don't know why. And it's funny, you bring up a point too with this, with the subscribing. With a lot of our viewers, some comments will be like, I've been here since day one and I just hit subscribe. Right. Yeah. So that's a thing. People don't even think to hit subscribe. They just probably Google, YouTube search and watch.
PSVR review for this game. Yeah. You know, it's like, oh, Without Parole popped up. I like those guys. Let's watch their review. Yeah. Yeah. So people use YouTube in different ways. Yeah. And some people, don't even sign into YouTube. Like pretty much like
most people.
Most people.
I only did when this came around, the podcast.
I think a majority of people who use YouTube, they have the app, or they have, they can just go to the website, they search for what they want to find, and they find it, and they watch the video, and they're done. That is the end of their YouTube experience. They're not commenting on videos. No. They're not liking videos. They're not following channels. They're just watching the specific video they're looking for, and that is it. Yeah. Like I had to show my parents. Like, they're like, we watch all your videos. And I was like, did you subscribe? They're like, no. What does that mean? Like, okay, let me show you. Yeah. So, but as far as, there's so many questions here. How come PSVR Without Parole has 12,000 subscribers? Almost 1,000 of them are new within the last year. Actually, within the last year, like 10,000 of them are new. Yeah. Like, so like over 90% of our viewership is new.
Within the last year, yeah.
Yep. So in most of our videos only get a couple thousand views. Yeah. The Gamescast, but okay. Here's how I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna bet that our channel is different than most. I'm gonna bet that if you go over to Polish Paul's channel, right? Polish Paul does the same type of video pretty much every day.
It's a little more uniform.
Uniform across the board. You go over there and you see a 7-minute video from him, and he's going to talk about the hottest news from the village, and it's going to be here's some new PlayStation VR games that he dug up, and he's gonna talk about them. It's probably going to be pretty funny, and it's going to be informative, and then that's going to be it. You know, he's going to tell you some PlayStation VR news. And then you're going to get a very similar video to that tomorrow. You know, he's got a style. He does the same thing, and he's killing it. I love Polish Paul. You go over to Dave Station VR's channel, and he is known for his drunk plays. So about 90% of his videos, he's getting into reviews now, but 90% of them are him doing a Let's Play, intoxicated. He's funny.
Yeah.
He's fun to watch. He's got a great personality. You know what to expect every single day of the week from him, for the most part.
Yeah.
Right? That's not a bad thing. That's actually a great thing. Without Parole, I'm crazy. All right, I'm literally out of my fucking mind, bonkers, for taking on as much as I've taken on.
Yeah.
Because we've got
It's like a variety show.
and like it's crazy because, well, I think most people most people subscribe for the reviews.
Yeah.
And that's why most of our reviews get, you know,
lot of-
5 to 50,000 views. We've got a 50,000 view.
Saw that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And that's what people are here for the most part. That's what I check the analytics. You can tell when people hit the subscribe button, and it's almost always during a review.
The review watches and likes are so much above the normal show.
And we always get a little boost in subscribers when there's a sale going on in the PlayStation Store, because people are going back and being like looking for reviews for games that we reviewed like a year ago.
Yeah.
Right. And so those are coming in handy and being constantly useful.
Yep.
And then they hit subscribe.
Yeah.
And then they find shit like this. Right? They're like, what is this Gamescast bullshit? Why are these two dudes sitting around? Where's the girl?
Yeah.
Right? And so but we've got but this show has a loyal following.
Yeah.
We can pretty much guarantee that all 3 segments of the Gamescast will have 1,500 views each.
On average, yeah.
Roughly.
Yeah.
And, and if it's a good topic, if we're giving away something on if we're giving away Moss stuff, we're gonna hit like a way bigger number than 1,500 or 2,000. We're probably hit 3,000, maybe 4,000. When Skyrim came out, our podcast blew up.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, no, I don't like watching that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and that's it. Why we love PlayStation VR. That has its own followership.
Totally.
So you don't come to Without Parole and expect the same type of video every single day.
Yeah.
I'm trying to build a full featured channel here with podcasts, with reviews, with Let's Plays, and not everybody wants all of those things.
No.
Probably most of the 12,000 subscribers only want to see reviews, and they could totally do without all of this.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
And but I always think the people who watch this, the viewer takeover and all the parts of the Gamescast and Why We Love, those are like the hardcore, Without Parole, real fucking game cats.
Yeah. Wow.
You guys are the best. You guys are the best of the best.
Yep.
And
You're like the dirty dozen. You know what I mean?
So I think that kind of explains everything Trey's asking.
Yeah.
In the longest fucking form possible.
Yeah.
All right, we got to move on. Sorry, Trey. You're up next, Asia.
Hey, Man in Black, the Game Cat.
Oh, hey, dude.
Hello.
Welcome back. Great video, by the way. Thanks for the intro.
Viewer Takeover.
Yeah.
Hashtag Viewer Takeover. First of all, great show as always.
Thank you.
What's the most expensive collector's edition you've bought? Why did you buy it, and do you still own it? It's been a long time. I don't know. I have bought ones, but it's been a long time since I bought a collector's edition. But I used to buy the majority of them. Probably the stupidest one, it was $120. Was the Knights of the Old Republic PC one. I bought that. Yeah.
I want to say that the best one I ever bought was the Ni no Kuni box set, collector's edition.
Yeah.
And there was like a production issue with that, so like half the people who ordered it didn't even get theirs.
Yeah.
So like it's become really rare, and like the quality in that is just amazing. It came with like this little plushie, and like the book, it came in, it felt like a Bible, like it was that kind of quality. It was
Nice
amazing.
book. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. So so that's my favorite one, but I think it was like $200 or something. It was crazy.
Yeah.
My least favorite was probably the Order 1886 because I got the most expensive one.
Yeah.
And again, it wasn't a game that I ever finished. So even though the statue and stuff is cool, I'm like, I don't know, it's for a game that I didn't care that much about.
Yeah.
So one day I'll go back. Please make the Order 1886 in VR so I can finally play it.
Yeah.
And that's it off the top of my head. There's a lot of collector's edition stuff around here, but those are the ones that pop out.
Yeah, I can't think of the best one I ever bought. There's not one I ever bought that I was like, I'm so glad I own this. I mean,
I wish I hadn't bought Zelda.
oh yeah, see, I
Breath
didn't
of
even
the
do
Wild.
that. I mean, the bigger editions of Mass Effect, the tins, they were like $70-$80. They weren't expensive. I'm not disappointed in those, Yeah. So anyways, moving on.
Yeah, the final one, I'm just going to read this whole thing, and like we don't even have much to say about it. It's just I really wanted to include this because it is so interesting. We talked last week on PlayStation VR Theater about Happy Manager. Yeah. And we're trying to figure out what the fuck, like 60 FPS or 50 FPS Heartman, and it's like the real perverted one. But Doherty Bassa, the perverted sloth-like game cat in a hat, this is obviously one of our new game cat people. So sorry, you'll get a real shout out next week. Wrote, Happy Manager is very odd. It was supposed to be... Oh, crap. All right.
That was a light one. Sorry.
Happy Manager is very odd. It was supposed to launch as a PSVR game, but didn't, and now it's only going to have PSVR support. I paid €60 to import it, and it's a full-price game. I've been playing it using Google Translator on my phone. It is without a doubt the weirdest game ever. Whenever you meet girls, it usually triggers a conversation where the correct choices gain affection. You perform activities to gain money and some kind of chips to make special abilities. Here's the abilities.
Okay.
You can perform a gust of wind. Why would you do that? You can shrink yourself to be tiny. You can have X-ray vision, slow time, rewind time, search the apartment drawers for underwear.
Weird.
Set security cameras up in the gym, swimming pool, and changing room. Clean the changing rooms while you know someone will be there. Catch other pervs who are bothering the girls. Pick up underwear the girls frequently drop by accident. They are very dyspraxic. Watch the girls shower. Thick clouded glass.
Jeez.
And touch the girls while they sleep.
Wow.
It will never be translated, but the dating type sim summer lesson wasn't. But is it dumb? Okay. You can see how the conversation choices have been set up to the point to point your head at, and it's fully first person with teleportation around using DualShock. To be honest, I don't think Sony would allow this to be fully VR. I thought initially it might have some issues getting the great graphics into PSVR, but I can see the lawsuits where people claim they touch up the girls and you can do it in the game, and VR is so real. Going to add hashtag viewer takeover so you might read this next week. We just read the whole thing.
We read it.
And thank you so much for playing Happy Manager and telling us more about it.
Yes.
Suddenly, it sounds like my pick of the week.
Fucking crazy.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah, really.
It is as perverted or possibly more perverted, touching girls while they sleep.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah.
You get to peruse their drawers for underwear.
That's so weird.
Fucking sign me up. All right, guys, that's it. We're running late on time.
Yes.
So thank you so much for tuning in. We'll definitely see you guys next week. As always, my name's Brian Paul, and that is Jeremy King. We love you all.
Hey.
Have a great week.
We'll see ya.
Bye.
But yeah, that was Jean Reno in
And
The
he's
Professional.
not dead.
He's alive.
It's fantastic to hear. Good on Jean Reno.
Yeah.
Check one, check two, check one, check two. Give me a check.
Check, check, check. Another Natalie Portman film, actually. Jean Reno. That was a weird one, though.
Oh, because she was super young.
She was super young, and he definitely was like,
Banging her.
well, fighting the urge to.
They don't show everything.
No, that would change everything. I don't see that happening.
You know, I honestly, I have. It's been so long since I've seen The Professional.
Yeah.
I think I saw The Professional probably around the time it came out.
You haven't seen it?
I was a little, and I was drunk all the time. So like,
yeah.
I know the premise of a lot of movies. I don't know how they. I know the beginning of most of the movies. Mm-hmm. The middle and end parts are always really blurry. So
yeah.
So there's that.